I'm Jackie Hirsch, a therapist here at Worcester Youth and Family Counseling Services. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about relationships. So, we are in the midst of the holiday season. We're right in the middle, and I wanted to talk about how we can use our interpersonal skills to have effective and healthy relationships. So, the first skill I'm going to talk about is using an acronym, GIVE. And what that looks at is things. We have GIVE. We have G for give is gentle. I, be interested. V, validate. And E, use an easy manner. So for this, we're starting with gentle. We want to use kind language. We want to not attack people, verbally make them feel uncomfortable, express judgments. We want to be kind and gentle and caring in that instance. Then we want to show interest. So listen to them without interrupting. Having that interest where we're not cutting people off to say our point, we're hearing them. We're taking that time to care what they're saying. And next for the V is the validate. So for validate, I want to outwardly say, I understand why you're saying this. I understand why you enjoy this. Taking our times to use our words and body language to make someone feel understood and that we are respecting their opinions. And then last for the E is use an easy manner. So with that, we mean having a kind attitude, acting lighthearted, smiling, engaging in those ways. So this skill for give is what helps us to foster positive interactions with people and to have more positive relationships. Yeah. Another skill that we're going to talk about is when we're having a hard time and maybe we're not agreeing with someone. And sometimes when that happens, we start to not be as true to ourselves or we're having a hard time debating. So when that happens, we're going to use the acronym FAST to help ensure that we're having self-respect in these relationships. So for FAST, we're going to start with being fair, then no apologies in the situations I will discuss, and then sticking to values. So stick to your values, and then truthful is that last one. So starting with being fair, thinking about being fair to yourself and to others. Is it something that you are being fair to yourself during this disagreement with someone? Next, we go to apologies. And then for that, we would say no apologies when it's unwarranted. So is it apologizing for doing something wrong? Or are you apologizing for asking someone to be kind to you and they're not listening to your boundary? So thinking about what you're apologizing for and trying to ensure that you are, having those instances where you're comfortable with boundaries and not breaking your boundaries and apologizing for actions that maybe don't warrant an apology in that instance. Then we go to stick to your values. It's hard to do that sometimes, and we feel really uncomfortable in situations where someone maybe doesn't agree with us. So taking a moment and checking in with yourself, is this a value and am I living by my value? Or am I allowing this interaction to change my value or make me act in a way that I'm not living by my value? So sticking to your values. And then last is truthful. Avoid dishonesty. We don't want to exaggerate and we don't want to lie in interactions. And when we do, we kind of lose who we are. We aren't acting in a way that's positive for ourselves. So what these four, tools for FAST help us do is to handle a situation where maybe we're not agreeing with someone, but to keep our self-respect and to feel good about ourselves in that scenario. So we're not losing who we are. And it can be really important when we're having really tough discussions. So when we are, interacting with people, we want to have these positive relationships and have this effective interpersonal communication. We want to remember GIVE and FAST as two acronyms to help us.